Hello, this is Jake, and welcome to another update on the Trumpeter 1200 Titanic. Um, I've been saying for a few days to a few friends and on the Titanic groups and everything on Facebook that I got an update coming, and I just haven't had time to actually film it. And that's mainly just because I'm working on other projects. I do a bit on the Titanic, wait for that to dry so I go and work on another project. It's just, you know. Also, if I sound a little bit different, that's because I've been screaming and shouting the last couple of hours playing Sea of Thieves on the Xbox. So my throat's a little bit sore, but all fun. So I got a lot done on the Titanic to show you. It doesn't look too different, I would say, to the last update when you saw it. Um, a lot of time's been spent on the photo etched windows, which obviously I'll show you in more detail. Bit of a shout out to the Facebook page, and there'll be a link in the description. You can check them out. It's great. I've said before, keeping up to date with my model of the Titanic I'm building, and then seeing what everyone else is doing and their updates and everything. And some of it's just amazing. Everyone posting pictures of their progress and that. People going to different lengths of adding detail, and it's just crazy. So I'm really impressed with some of the work that's happening on that, and seeing their progress on the model like mine. It's right there, I keep pointing to it, so we'll have a look at it in a second. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. I did just put a post up on the community part of the YouTube channel. If I reach 2,500, I will be doing a Reval Titanic giveaway. So if you've not seen that yet, just check out the community post and everything. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a giveaway, my first giveaway on the channel, first of many. So yeah, can't wait to do that. So without further ado, let's jump into it and take a look at the model. Okay, here it is. As you can see, I've put it in a little bottle. No, I'm just kidding. Here it is. Ta-da! So, as you can see, we got some chimneys on it. Now, I will just say those chimneys are only for looks at the moment. I wanted to just see what it would look like with the top deck and everything on, and doing some practice fittings just to make sure the parts all go together. A lot of the parts, especially as I've got higher up in the superstructure, a lot of the parts do need a bit of sanding and everything to get sorted. So I will show you some of these areas right away. Okay, so here we are at my most, my favourite part of the Titanic, and that's the shape of the bridge and everything. Now, this is not stuck, that's not stuck, that's not stuck, the entire deck, none of it's stuck. Because like I said, I'm just fitting it at the moment, see how it's all going together. And just making sure none of the bits need sanding. And as it is, the deck here, below this deck, needs sanding on the edge, just to make this a better fit at the front. So this just pops off at the moment. Again, the white spray looking very good. I will probably do a video separately on what sprays I've used for this kit, because it's been one of the top questions frequently asked. So I probably will do a video on that. This part as well. There you go. Now none of these are stuck, like I said, because they all need well, this part here needs painting up because you have the brown across the bottom there, and I haven't got that spray yet. So this entire deck just pops off at the moment. There we go. Let's just put that to one side. And then you got this deck with what took the longest, with all the photo etched windows, which were painted in this matte Humbrol enamel paint. It's matte 186, and it's actually the coat they give you to paint the windows in. So that worked out really nicely. I had a pot of that from years ago. So this deck needs sanding across the front here. It's not fitting perfectly, and because it's not fitting right, it pushes this part out. Then it's not lining up properly on the sides here or on these parts, the lookout parts on the side there. So that needs sorting out, and that's probably going to be my job tomorrow. I'm not too sure how well that will go, but you will see in the next update that will be sorted. So this part, I had to stick these to the deck. Now the deck is painted in, I think it's TS68. I will confirm that in the description below, a link to where you can buy the paint from Antics. I think it's TS68. I will double check for you, but it's wooden deck tan. Now the entire top half of the ship, the decks, have all been painted in this tan colour. It's just the undercoat. I will be adding more detail effect to the deck just to give it a base layer to work from. So that's good. I haven't got them up here, but I've built 2 cranes just to see what they would look like. Well, I haven't actually added the crane arms, just the bases of them. But also the superstructure, that's the main part here, which is on the ship, and it wasn't on the ship in the first update. And this entire superstructure should, if I get this right, lift up separately to the hull of the ship, like so. There you go, just to prove that. And that was a massive milestone to, as I just break everything, a milestone to hit, because I couldn't stick the sides to the base deck down here until I got the photo etched windows in, because it'd just be too hard, you wouldn't be able to get to them. And this deck's not been stuck down neither yet, because of course I got to make sure it's all fitting right. So that's one of my next jobs. So what I'm going to do now is remove this deck and show you the next deck. Okay, so this is the deck I had to get finished before I stuck the sides together. It was a little bit fiddly to stick the sides together to the actual deck. I did manage to get it done, but it would be great if you have 2 people, well, one, you and someone else helping, just to make sure you stick it all straight. But I did manage to sort it. So I painted all these walls up, of course, the sides, they've all been painted in the same white as this, which is the BMW Alpine White number 2. And also if we go across, you can just see some of the work that's gone on, like these areas here, and they've all been painted on the decks as well. Let me just grab the tripod and you can see that. There you go. And again, I couldn't do nothing until we got these photo etched windows in, which I'll take you, well, I don't know how well that you're going to see them through the windows on the side here, but we'll try. Okay, so here we are. Notice the line across here. It's not fully secure, it's not been stuck, so don't worry about that, that'll be gone. And also we'll touch on the yellow line in a minute. But you can just see very slightly some of the photo etch windows inside, which are looking very good. Also these brackets, they've been fitted. I think I showed that in the last update anyway. But no, it's nice to get these photo etch windows in, and when you get close to the model and have a look, you can see them. And especially you see a lot more of them when you start looking for these windows with the other decking. And again, more photo etched windows in there. This was actually all hand painted with just white Tamiya paint, which is, let me just grab the bottle for you, SF2 flat white. Just bring down the shot for you so you can see that. Flat white SF2. And I painted this part just because of the deck. Now you will see it on the edges, it's not perfect, but I do plan to just paint the deck up a bit to hide some of the overflow of the paint, but it's not a big deal and it will be sorted in the next update. But it's looking very good, and these photo etch windows, they really do bring the model alive. It's one of the things I was a little bit worried about when I bought the model, because I've never done photo etch parts before, and I was a little bit worried about it, but they've gone on really nicely. I've had no problems with them, and I haven't lost any. Okay, beyond the ship you can see just some of my other projects down here. But like I said, I'm keeping myself busy during this time, and I got loads of different projects on the go. But the Titanic has been the main focus this week. So you can see the deck here, again, all sprayed in one colour. And then when I get to working on the actual deck itself, I will start adding different colours just to bring out some of the detail, so you can see the molded detail in the actual model. Also these hatches, these are not painted yet. These are only white because they was on the same sprue as the front of the bridge, and it was just overspray. So these will be painted in the correct colours and everything. It's just for now. And I probably will do a video on some of the parts when I'm spraying them up. Okay, so two of the questions I keep getting asked quite a lot by a lot of people is how am I going to tackle the yellow striped line that goes around the ship. You can paint it on, or you could hand paint it with a brush. I could spray it, I suppose, tape it all up and get a nice clean line like I did with red on the hull here, because that is perfectly straight. It does look a little bit funny on the camera, like it's a little bit wobbly, but it's just where the plates all like riveted together, so it's just the molding of the ship, but the line is perfect all the way around. So I could do that with the yellow line, just spray it. One of the options I was looking at, you can buy yellow, it's like vinyl tape. Now I'm not sure if it would do the entire length of one side, so that's the only reason I haven't tried it yet, but it was used on one of my brother's models to do some stripes on it, Italian stripes, and it looks like good stuff. So I will look at doing that first, just buy some anyway, it's not too dear, and see how that goes. Of course I'll keep you all updated. If it doesn't go to plan, then I won't use it, I'll probably end up spraying it on. But I don't want to do too much work to the actual deck until we get our yellow line done, just because it means more stuff masking off if I am going to spray it. But we'll see how that goes. One of the things I need to talk about is the actual stacks, chimneys, funnels, whatever you want to call them, and that's this ladder that goes at the front. Now this is by far one of the fiddliest jobs I've probably ever done on a model. It was a little bit hard on the first one. Once I got the hang of it, the other three were pretty easy. But this ladder is very delicate and it's photo etched. You got to be careful you don't break off the arms, the bars that go to the actual chimney. So it was a little bit delicate, but I managed not to break any. And I've mentioned it before, it's the first time me using photo etched parts, so yeah, it's a little scary, but I did manage to do it. Of course these need cleaning up and still some parts added to them, especially on the back, and you can see the top there. Probably best to paint that before you stick that on the top like I've done, but the ladder detail is very nice. Now you can imagine what these are gonna look like when they're all painted up. I did have a question, well, I've had two people ask me now about have I chosen the actual paint colour for these yet. No, I haven't. Unfortunately, because the situation we are in the UK means my model shops are closed, and I'm only going to buy the paint for these chimneys or funnels, whatever, when I actually go to the model shop and have a good look at the paints, because you can look at them on the internet, you can take advice off everyone else, but like the hull, like the black I used, and the white. I want to see the colour in person, buy a tester, try out, see if it's the right colour, and go from there. But so far so good. I mean, the chimneys are looking very good. I cracked on with these the other night, whilst other parts were drying on the ship. So yeah, I managed to get some of them sorted, and I just got to add the detail to them now. Okay, so that's an update on the Trumpeter Titanic, the progress that I've got to. I gotta say, it's probably the most I've enjoyed building a model up until now. Probably because the fact that it is Titanic, and I've wanted a nice size model of the Titanic since 1997 when I first saw the film. I was born in 92, so I mean, a lot of you Titanic fanatics go a lot farther back than I do. And it wasn't until I saw the actual movie, the James Cameron movie, when I became obsessed with it. So I've always wanted a model like this. And the reason I showed you this one, the one in the glass tube, or whatever you want to call it, bottle, is because this is one of the first models I actually had of the Titanic, and it's always been somewhere around my house over the years, and it currently lives in my bedroom window. So that's it from this update. It's currently 1 o'clock in the morning, 1 a.m. in the UK. Been staying up watching Chicago Fire. So yeah, I want to get this update sorted for you, and a lot of people want to see the update on it. So just please remember to like and subscribe. There's a link in the description to the tan paint, what I use for the deck, and there'll be a link to the Facebook page as well, where you see everyone's progress on their Trumpeter Titanic. It's looking very good. I'm really pleased with the progress, and thank you all for subscribing to me. And if you haven't, please do. And like I said in the beginning of the video, if I hit 2,500, I will be doing a Revow Titanic giveaway, which is going to be really good. I look forward to doing that. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I shall see you very soon with more updates.